Vinland Saga is it. Now, before you go dislike and go cry all over all my comment section, let me just say, it's overrated. Okay, now you can go. If you're done, let me explain my opinion. Well, it might seem as a hot take, I think Vinland Saga is just overrated. Now keep in mind, I just finished watching the anime, and I'll be strictly talking about what happens in the anime. So, as everybody knows, Vinland Saga starts with, 6-year-old Thorfinn who sneaks on his father's ship, Thor's, and he just get ambushed by the pirate Askeladd and his crew. Side note, Askeladd is the best character in the entire series. Anyways, so Thor basically beats up everybody and smokes Askeladd in a duel because he's just like that guy. But then he gets packed up by the shooters who are basically hiding on top and ambushing them. That was kind of the premise of their ambush. So then you got this child, Thorfinn, who's got no dad, no friends, no family, no fighting experience, no motion, no clout, no bitches, like. So this kid Thorfinn starts crying his eyes out and goes like, I'm gonna get my revenge on my daddy. Pause. And then he gets immediately just whooped by Askeladd. And I'm just like, bro, lock in. Like, what am I watching? But Vanker, he's only 6-year-old. He was a child. It's understandable that he'll lose. You know what I say to that? If it was 6-year-old me, I would have smoked Askeladd and his entire crew. So then you follow the journey of Thorfinn, who's basically adopted by Askeladd. Like, that's some next level disrespect. Like, he kills his father and then makes him his son. Anyways, they go on their adventure to find the One Piece and whatnot. You got Thorfinn, who's growing up, and he's actually become cold now. Like, he's putting the work, he's training, and I gotta put some respect on his name. He's literally become a killer who just kills everybody who's a regular Viking or regular soldier, except for like Askeladd and like Thorkel. But so they just go dilly-dallying, and then you run into Canute, the Prince of Vinland. At first, he's a bitch. No other ways to put it. He's literally scared to talk, and he hides behind this Walmart Don Chenjiao looking ass. And he remains a bitch for like most of season 1. But then at a certain point, there's a fight happen. And then you see Canute's bitch ass just talking with the priest about literally nothing. Like, it's pure yap. They are just speaking sounds. They're speaking words, but it doesn't make sense. And somehow, you got Canute, who's enlightened. Like, he's discovered the One Piece. And he just starts crying. Like, what the fuck? And that's not even the worst part. Like, he finishes crying, and then suddenly he thinks he's the shit. Like, he didn't just get bullied by every single character except for Don Chenjiao the whole time. Like, what? Now, I get that it's his character development, but what dissatisfied me was how it was just a complete 180 with like no type of progression to it, and the trigger wasn't even a good one. It was just yapping with the priest. But enough about Canute, we'll come back to him. So season 1 ends with Askeladd dying to Canute after killing the king and a bunch of other people. And you know damn well he could have just smoked everybody in that room except for like Thorkel. Another side note, Thorkel is a goat, you know what I'm saying? We see Thorfinn getting traumatized by the events because he can't kill the person he's always wanted to kill because he's already dead.
What?
Which is kind of weird, but we move. So then season 2 begins, and this is where we get to like the nitty gritty, the bad part, the nasty. We have Thorfinn's slave life. Now at this point I'm like, okay, it's a slower paced season, less fighting, more thinking, more character development. I'm not against this, like I'm actually for this. But that was before I discovered that all the character development was going to be through his schizophrenia. And like, we get so many shots of Thorfinn just imagining scenarios, getting realizations through his dreams, through things that he's just seeing that isn't even real. Now, I understand that he's traumatized and he's processing the events, which is why it's happening. And he's getting nightmares about the past events, even though he's literally had like 3+ years to process it. But that's okay, we'll give Thorfinn a break, right? Explain to me now though, why everyone is just seeing things, and that's just become the norm. Like, you got Canute, Arnite, Gardar just seeing things out of nowhere. Like, what? Side note, Gardar is my most hated characters, and I'm not gonna make this video about him, but just know that. Anyways, another side note, I kind of feel bad about Keto, because bro was like the ideal slave owner. Please don't take this out of context. But I mean, he was nice to his slaves. He didn't need to be. He wasn't beating them. He was giving heavy donations to the king. But still, he was the one who got his shit took because Canute just thought he was the shit. Back to Schizophrenia Saga though. This is a major point that I dislike. A lot of characters who developed just happen through dreams and just hallucinating random shit. I would have much preferred they just face events and react and evolve accordingly. Something like Keto did, going enraged and beating Arnite to death after she tried to escape. Not that I'm condoning beating women to death. I'm just saying, like, the development of facing an event and then reacting to it is the type of development I prefer to see. Although you gotta say that Keto beating Arnite, bro, like, that man really stood on business. Unlike his bum-ass son, Omar, couldn't even cut a dead, roasted pig who didn't move, who was already tender from being roasted with his big-ass sword. Like, you know what, never mind, we won't get into that. Towards the end of the season, you got Thorfinn who, by this point, abandoned any kind of will to fight or kill. And that kind of pissed me off. Cause like, I ain't just watch you train from that 6-year-old bum crybaby that you were to becoming a cold-blooded killer who beat Thorkel just for you to throw it all away and get cooked by some random fodder farmer with a shovel. Like, what? But anyways, we see Thorfinn just go up to Canute for the first time in about 3+ years, and they have this back and forth chat. And again, Canute just starts laughing as if he wouldn't get his throat sliced off at this instant by Thorfinn if he wanted to. Like, Canute just got this ego, even though he can't even beat, like, Walmart Fujitora. Like, look at him! But anyways, the season just ends when Thorfinn just finds his family again, which is pretty wholesome. Let me just end this video off. This is where Kill is a go.